Hi, welcome to Donna's Delights. Today we're going to be making some good old chocolate fudge. First off, let me give you some information on here what you're going to be needing, which is going to be some... I usually use the Hershey's cocoa, but where I went and shopped they didn't have it, so I got this Ghirardelli. That's really good cocoa. You're going to need some sweet cream butter, real butter, no margarine substitutes, none of that. You need real butter here. I have a cup of milk. Sometimes I'll add half a cup of cream and half a cup of milk, but today I just have milk. Either one works. I have a teaspoon of vanilla and a tablespoon of carob syrup. And first off, let me explain to you what the carob syrup... back in the days, chocolate fudge was just a grainy, sugary fudge. That's how it was made back then. That was the good old chocolate fudge we all loved. You know, if anybody out there watching is around my age, that's how it was made. But nowadays it's more made with lots of creams, butters, carob syrups, which prevents it from being grainy. Back then it was stirred often. I remember my mama stirring it all the time, but not knowing, knowing what I know now is you don't stir it, you add the carob syrup, and that prevents it from being grainy, you know. But I like it either way, but the way I'm going to make it today is creamy. We're going to be making creamy fudge, so bear with me, we'll be right back. Okay, I needed to grab a spoon for my syrup, because that stuff's sticky, it ain't coming out of there. But anyway, we're going to start with adding some sugar, good old white sugar. We're going to do 2 cups of white sugar. Then I'm going to add, like I said, today I'm using just 1 cup of whole milk. But sometimes I will do the half cream, half whole milk. But today I only had milk, like I said. So, and then we're going to do 1/3 cup. You can even go for 1/2 cup if you like a real strong chocolate fudge. But today I'm going to go with 1/3 cup of cocoa. The cocoa. Just 1 second. Let me grab this. Just a little bit of salt. Just a couple of shakes. And we're going to stir this up real good before we start cooking it. You want this mixed up real good. I'm going to add in my syrup. This is the carob syrup, a tablespoon of it. Okay, so we're going to get this mixed up real good so you see everything's just about incorporated in here. And then we're going to, once this is all mixed up, we're going to move over here to the stove and cook it. And it's going to cook to softball stage. Now, I grew up watching my mom cook fudge, and she never used a candy thermometer. You want it to cook to the softball stage, which is the 234, 236 stage. But I test it by dropping it in some cold water. That's how Mama done it. And if it's soft and it's a pretty good, you don't want it to flatten on your fingers, but we'll show you here in a little bit how I test it. But if you have a candy thermometer, hey, whatever works, right? But that's how I've never used a candy thermometer, not on the fudge. And I should, but I've made it so much I don't. So, okay, I'm going to move this to the stove over here. Y'all are going to follow me over there in a minute, but meanwhile, let me get this over there and we'll be right back. Okay, you could see the fudge. I've been cooking it on a medium-low, and I have not been stirring it, but I'm fixing to check, see where we're at here. Like I told you, I test in cold water here, so I have a little bit of cold water. I'm going to take this fudge, drop a little bit of it in there, set it here, and we'll see. Let's move this around, see if it forms into a ball. You don't want thread. Okay, this is done already because it is forming into a ball. See there? And it's not flattening as I'm rolling it. So, that's done. We're going to take the fudge, move it over here, back over here. And what I'm going to do is add some butter at this time here, but you're not going to stir the fudge. Remember, do not stir it. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of butter. 2 big tablespoons of butter, okay? And I'm going to add my vanilla. as we mentioned earlier. There's some vanilla. We're going to let this set now. Let this come to room temperature almost. You don't want to stir it at all. Don't bother it. I know you're going to be anxious to stir it, but do not stir it. That's if you want grainy fudge, you want that old-time fudge, by all means, stir it up. But you're going to keep whipping this fudge until it's real thick. And once it thickens, you need to immediately and hurry and get it into a pan and spread it out. But meanwhile, we're going to let this set, like I said, room temperature. We're going to come back and whip it up real good and get it poured into our prepared pan and get it cut up, and we'll show you what the end results are. Be back. Okay, we're back. I started beating the fudge after 10-15 minutes of it cooling. And you can see here it's getting thick. So once it starts losing its gloss, and you see it's turning more of a, it's not so glossy anymore, basically. You're going to hurry and get this into a pan. I like to cook it in my loaf pan here, my bread pan, because I like a thick fudge. So, or you can double the batch and make a 9x13 size pan or anything like that. But you can see it's nice and thick, creamy. It's not grainy at all. I'm going to get this spread out. See what I mean? How I say it thickens up really fast afterwards. So we'll get this spread out, and I'll get it cut up, and I'll bring it back and let y'all see what it looks like when I get it cut up. So we'll be back in a few. Okay, welcome back. I started cutting this up. I guess you can cut it however you want, you know. I like big pieces. I love my fudge, but it's so creamy. It really is delicious fudge. I hope y'all give this a try. It doesn't take much, though, let me tell you. If you got a sweet tooth, this stuff will do it. But it is very creamy. Look, I cut the ends off. Look good. And it is creamy. But anyways, please subscribe. Give me a like if you would, please. If you enjoyed it, if you learned anything from it, please do so. I really hope you enjoy this, and I wish you guys a very, very happy holidays, and we'll see you soon. God bless.